Well, I also have eaten since breakfast.
Brought to you by the students of SHS-TV and Sports Broadcasting Club.
And we are live from the 45, and we welcome you to Adelaide East Stevenson High School.
Just stay on the sideline flag.
And here we go at Stevenson High School.
Hands it off to Constable, who runs right into the end zone. Frank Constable has got it.
That is exactly the momentum changer you needed. Stevenson gets the fumble cop up.
Ready, one, take one.
Can't get the football, and he is tackled, taken down by number 31, Ryan Harris.
This is the Stevenson Broadcast Network, live.
and IHSA regional champions. Boys cross country, boys track and field, regular season North Suburban champions. Individual champions include Alex Moser and Thomas Simmons. Boys fencing, Great Lakes Conference champions overall and saber. Boys golf, North Suburban champions and sectional champion Trenton Kurtz. Boys soccer, IHSA regional champion. Boys swimming and diving, North Suburban Conference champions, North Suburban Conference dual season champions, Lake County champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifiers, IHSA sixth place finish. Individual champions include Tyler Chow, Casper Lee, Matthew Wilson, Timothy Reed, Finn Schneider, Felix Wang, Josh Wang, Suey Wang, and Justin Zhao. Boys tennis, North Suburban Conference champions, North Suburban Conference dual season champions. Individual champions include Chadiana Pragada, Jaden Dye, Andre Dreesen, Krishan Kanuri, Sai Kotamuri, Emmanuel Quang, Nikhil Vijay Kumar, and Dustin Zhao. Boys volleyball, Lake County champions. Boys water polo, North Suburban Conference champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifier. Individual champions include All-Americans Anthony Cardone, Armit Gill, and All-State Kenny Weisner. Boys wrestling, North Suburban Conference champions. Individual champions include Daniel Beardyke, Everett Cezak, Sean Cogan, and Andrew Timmons. Competitive cheer, North Suburban Conference champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifier, fourth place in the state of Illinois. Competitive dance, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifier, IHSA state runner-up. Girls badminton, North Suburban Conference champions, North Suburban Conference dual season champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifiers, IHSA state runner-up. Individual champions include Lacia Dury, Anviera Harish, Rachel Lee, Vivian Liu, Katie Moy, Ivy Nair, Veronica Ornatsky, Charlotte Richards, Adeline Shum, and Michelle Zhang. Girls golf, North Suburban champions, Lake County champions, IHSA regional champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifier, and IHSA state runner-up. Girls swimming and diving, North Suburban champions, Lake County champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifier, IHSA state fourth place. Individual champions include Daniela Berger, Amanda Chang, Shay Donovan, Ika Elzy, Linnea Florin, Aria Grossenbach, Vanessa Kiznikowski, Nellie Sander, Lada Volkov, and Claire Wang. Girls volleyball, North Suburban Conference champions, Lake County champions, IHSA regional champions. And girls water polo, North Suburban Conference champions, IHSA sectional champions, IHSA state qualifier, and IHSA state champions for the third year in a row. Individual champions, All-State, Olivia Spieth, Player of the Year, Elsa Kushevskis, Victoria Duncan, and Jillian Carlson. Let's hear a big Stevenson congratulations for all our Stevenson champions. The officials for this game have been assigned by the Illinois High School Association. Our officials for tonight's game, your referee and crew chief Bill Orris, umpire Kevin Werner, linesman Don Taylor, line judge Chris Avila, and back judge Derek Lee. We ask that everyone present today demonstrates an attitude of good sportsmanship. No matter what feelings of loyalty we may have toward one team or another, your cooperation and support is both expected and appreciated. Catalyst is honored to welcome Stevenson alumni, coaches, staff, and athletes to the Catalyst Night of Champions. Being a champion is about more than winning games or setting records. A champion makes positive choices each and every day to practice hard, be a supportive teammate, and respect their game by living a drug-free life. Catalyst is proud to celebrate our athletes who exemplify what it means to be a champion. Strong character, leadership, and the courage to live and play drug-free. Tonight's football game will be live streamed by Marquee Sports Network, home of the Chicago Cubs. Marquee. Stevenson will receive the opening kickoff. Stevenson fans, I want to remind you we have our own chair during the game. When I say with that pass or run, it's a Stevenson Patriot, and you say first down. Let's practice one time. With that run, it's a Stevenson Patriot. The Sports Boosters have brought in 3 different food truck vendors as a special treat for you this evening. They have Mario's Cart Taco Truck, Travelin' Tom's Coffee Truck, and a fan favorite, Kona Ice. These trucks are all located on the blacktop behind the home stands and are available to both home and away guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Stevenson Marching Band under the direction of Caitlin McGovern and Mark Hebert.
Live from Lincolnshire, this is the Stevenson Broadcast Network. Brought to you by the students of SHS-TV and Sports Broadcasting Club.
And we are live from the 45 as we welcome you to Adelaide Stevenson High School.
You can just stay on the sideline flag.
And here we go at Stevenson High School.
Hands it off to Possible, who runs right into the end zone. Frank Possible has got it.
That is exactly the momentum changer you needed. Stevenson gets the fumble cop up.
Ready, one, take one.
Can't get the football, and he is tackled, taken down by number 31, Ryan Harris.
This is the Stevenson Broadcast Network, live.
And welcome on in to Lincolnshire, Illinois for an exciting Friday evening matchup between the Stevenson Patriots and the Wheaton North Falcons. I'm Patrick Buckley, alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zarrell. You are watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase, brought to you by Stevenson High School. The Falcons are victory over Simeon. However, the story for the Patriots is quite different, as they're trying to bounce back from a tough 28-18 loss against Prospect. As the temperature is starting to cool down, both teams are looking to crank up the heat in what should be a fierce competition here tonight. Before we get going here from Lincolnshire, Tyler, start us off with some background on the Patriots.
Thank you, Patrick. Following the loss to Prospect, Stephen comes into tonight with their season with an 0-1 record. Watch out for tight end and defensive end Zach Becker, who is a commit to Ball State University. Defensively, Stevenson could not stop the steam engine of Prospect, but still had some standouts on defense. D'Angelo Washington recorded 8 tackles, and Caden Schultz tallied up 6 tackles. On offense, senior quarterback Aiden Crawley hit the ground with 18 carries for 128 yards and 1 touchdown. Crawley completed a passing touchdown to wide receiver Brandon Hirsch, who had a solid performance, racking up 3 catches for 33 yards. Patrick, what do you have to say about Wheaton North?
Thanks, Tyler. Looking at Wheaton North, they started off 1-0, and they're coming off a season and home opening win against Simeon. They posted 34 points against Simeon and even scored in every single quarter last game. They went 4-5 last year overall and 2-5 in their conference. And the last game, they held the Simeon quarterback to 155 yards on 16 attempts, with lots of pressure from their defensive line. Their rushing defense, though, was a bit harder, as they gave up 2 touchdowns to Simeon alongside 124 yards on 21 carries. You may make sure to watch out for senior offensive linebacker and tight end Shane Diericks, who recently committed to Holy Cross for college football and has been a key piece to the Wheaton North offense. And also keep an eye out for senior wide receiver Tyler Kading, who had 3 receptions for 67 receiving yards on roughly 22 yards per catch last game. And we are just about ready to go here from Lincolnshire, Illinois. The Stevenson Patriots are wearing gray. They are the home team, and the Wheaton North Falcons are wearing all whites. They are going white out here, but it's the complete opposite there in the crowd, Tyler. It's all black out here at Stevenson High School.
All black all the way in Stevenson student section. Looked like it's about to blow up.
Wheaton North kicks it left, and Stevenson start off with the offensive possession. Now, Tyler, let's take a look at our keys to the game here for Stevenson. They're on offense first. What is the key for them?
The Patriots have lost a lot of veteran leadership at the line and need the new juniors to step up. Stevenson needs to stop the strong pass rush from Wheaton North's defensive line. Also, the Patriots need to get the passing game going, involving Zach Becker and the sophomore Jackson St. Paul a little bit more.
So the Stevenson Patriots starting off with 2 wide receivers on the left. Here's a handoff. This one up the middle. It'll be stopped near the 20 and pushed back by Wheaton North on that first drive there.
Running back Aiden Elliott with that carry for about 2 yards. See, they're trying to pound the ball, utilize this new offensive line, trying to get them fresh.
And Stevenson last game, their offensive line was having trouble with the defensive line for Prospect. It'll be interesting to see here how they can deal with this stronger Wheaton North defensive line. Crawley will need all the protection he can get. He scrambles a lot. Here is a snap handoff. No, it'll be a fake. This one's going to be a pass. Oh, but he is sacked on the fake as He'll be brought back near the 18-yard line on that loss of yard.
That sack was by Andy Gonzalez, the senior, with his first sack of the night.
So now the Patriots find themselves 3rd and 7 here to start off their first drive of the game offensively.
Yeah, Patrick, as you were saying earlier, they seem to struggle more with the passing block. The run block was going great. Crawley got over 100 yards rushing last game. It just all depends on how the pass blocking goes for the new offensive line at Stevenson.
Here is one wide receiver on the left, but 3 on the right. This is bound to be a passing play here from Crawley. Here's a nice pass up the middle, but this one deflected by Wheaton North. That's number 0, Ryan O'Connor, with the deflection to force 4th down.
Yeah, great first showing from Wheaton North's defense. Let's see how their offense can compare.
You can see both sides of Wheaton North's defense there. Great pressure by the defensive line and also great deflection there further back in the field from their defense. So now the Patriots will have to kick this one off on a slow offensive first drive. Kicker punts it near midfield. It'll be caught by Wheaton North. Tries to roll to the left here. Cannot be tackled. Another attempt finally tackled near the 43, and that's where Wheaton North will start their drive. Tyler, tell us about what's important here for Wheaton North as they get on offense.
Wheaton North needs to let the veterans help in setting the tone. Wheaton North has 4 returning offensive players and 3 returning defensive players, looking for their star running back senior Mac Serbic to do damage on offense, and key senior linebacker Shane Diericks to provide valuable help on defense throughout this contest. They also need to carry on the momentum. Wheaton North just won their home and season opener just days ago and also scored in every quarter of that game.
Speaking of scoring, they got 2 guys on the wide right here. It'll be caught. This one falling to the ground. A nice catch near the 40 for number 16 for Wheaton North.
Yeah, Gavin Michaela with that reception, gaining a few yards. The senior being prepared and catching that ball securely.
Wheaton North does a lot of passes. Jake Johnson, 13 for 18 last game, but also they do a lot of rushing. Watch out for Zerbic here. He had 29 carries last game as they set up 1 wide receiver there on the left, but otherwise nothing else. Looks to be a handoff here. It'll be a handoff, but stopped going to the left here for Stevenson. They had players there loaded on the left, ready for that handoff.
Yeah, I think Becker did good studying watching the last game, seeing that he has 26 carries because that was another one for him. I think they're going to just keep on pounding the ground, almost like the Nebraska Cornhuskers back in the 90s.
So far, a pretty quiet start here as we approach the 9-minute mark here in the first quarter. 3rd and 4. Can Wheaton North not go 3 and out like Stevenson did to start their drive? It'll probably be a passing play here. Lots of wide receivers set up on both sides. Here's a pass. Wide right. What a catch with contest from Stevenson. That was another great catch from Tyler Kading. He's one of those high potential players that Coach Wardinski talked about.
Yeah. He's been the often target from Jake Johnson in this early game. Let's see if he keeps on going to him or they pound the ground on this first down.
And Coach Wardinski, when I talked to him, really emphasized the importance of these high potential players, and Tyler Kading, one of those guys who can get it done for them on offense. And you see them getting out of that 3rd down. So now a refresh first down here for Wheaton North near roughly the 25-yard line. This one will be a fake pitch and up the middle, but tripped and lands near the 20. Be just short of a first down by a few inches there.
Yeah, they tried the pitch fake there, but Stevenson just did not fall for it. They were ahead of the coach's game, and great play by the Stevenson defense.
You see Wheaton North really taking their time here to think about this one. They're inching closer to the red zone. That's where they did a lot of their damage last game. They scored in every single quarter. Talk about offensive consistency and efficiency.
They'll know this is a big missed opportunity if they don't get it.
Lots of wide receiver set up, but this one will be a handoff, and Stevenson does a great job of handling this one, push him all the way back. And that one, they're lucky there to not get a loss of yardage. It'll turn that one to 3rd down.
Yeah, I think Stevenson's running on fumes from their last loss. They were not happy with how their season started, and they want to get revenge in this game.
Well, last time 3rd down for Wheaton North. They had an explosive pass play to the right. Will Johnson, senior quarterback Jake Johnson, go for a similar play here, Tyler. What do you think?
I don't know. It's pretty unpredictable. As I said earlier, the 26 carries, but, I mean, it's 3rd down. They got to go for the pass here.
2 wide receivers on the left, 1 on the right, but pretty compact formation here for Wheaton North. Here's the snap. This one, another one to the right, but great coverage by number 3 there for Stevenson, John Conshaldi, and that will force 4th down near the 25.
Yeah. I mean, he had to go for the pass there. He seems to like to go towards more of the right side of the field earlier on in this game. We can predict more of how this game goes, but Jake Johnson and the Wheaton North head coach seem to be unpredictable with some of their plays. I thought they would be running it a little bit more, honestly.
And they are going to go for it here on 4th. This is a big opportunity here for the Stevenson defense to come through. Can they stop Wheaton North's first attempt on 4th? Here's a scramble to the left, a pass, and deflected. Are there any flags? No flags. Number 7, Braden O'Hara with the stop here on 4th and forces a turnover.
Just a key stop from Braden O'Hara, getting in front of that ball. It was a great pass by Jake Johnson. He played such great coverage. Wide receiver could not reel in that pass no matter what.
Those are some of those small plays that make a big difference once they start to compound like that for Stevenson, especially after that rougher defensive performance last game. I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zerrill. You are watching Stevenson football here on the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase, brought to you by Stevenson High School. As there's the first play for Stevenson and handoff. Looks like it might be a loss of yardage, but it'll be 2nd down nonetheless.
Yeah, Crawley seems to like to get out of the pocket. Let's see if this offensive line can hold up for him. They did last game with him having a tremendous rushing performance. Let's see if that also translates to the pass block, too.
We approach the 6-minute line here in the first quarter. 2nd and 8 here for Stevenson. 2 wide receivers on the right here for Crawley. He'll look center. This one might have been off the back of a Wheaton North player, not exactly sure. Might have been a little confused on the target there.
Yeah.
That'll set up another 3rd down for Stevenson.
Yeah, starting off rough. What is that? 2 straight 3rd downs for Stevenson? They got to get this engine rolling on their offense. They have to get out of their own end zone and get down the field.
Just love to see the crowd get into this game, and one way to do that would be a 3rd down conversion here for Stevenson. But they have to overcome 8 yards here for the first. Can Crawley do it? He scrambles right, looking for a man downfield. Can he find him? Well, he can find one short, but not enough yardage, as Wheaton North did great coverage downfield and was not letting Crawley get that deep pass.
Yeah, he had to drop it down to the sophomore, Jackson St. Paul. This guy is supposed to be really good for Stevenson. Let's see if Crawley targets him a little bit more as the game goes on.
And we now have a timeout on the field. Tyler, take us to some Daily Digest news.
Thank you, Patrick. We are only 1 week out from food trucks to student performances and wellness activities. Street Fest is the ultimate event to kick off your weekend. We hope to see you next Saturday, September 13th at 5 p.m. You can grab your tickets on GoFan. The best part, the money raised from ticket sales will benefit Canes for Comfort and Bears Necessities. Oh, and how could we forget to mention the fireworks show that wraps the night up. The spirit of Street Fest next week is Wellness Week. Pure Helpers and NHS are teaming up to bring activities to brighten your day leading up to the big event. Monday kicks off with mental health trivia,
during lunch in the Wood Commons. Answer a question and snag a mental health sticker.
All right, so Tyler, both teams starting off slowly offensively here. But Stevenson here, it's got a 4th down. Do they go for it like Wheaton North decided to, or do you think they should punt this one and go back on defense?
They are just too far back to go on 4th, and I think Becker is going to be a little bit conservative earlier on in this game, because if they don't get that 4th down conversion, they have a really strong running game, and I think that they'll just grab those last 10, 15 yards, honestly.
They've got 3 yards to the 1st down here. 5:35 left in the 1st quarter. No scoring yet in this game. It's been about the defense from both teams. Both offenses maybe going to take some time to gain momentum here in this game. But a pretty lengthy timeout here by Wheaton North. Perhaps discussing a way to approach this 4th down defensively if Stevenson decides to go for it.
Crawley is currently 1 for 2 and for 6 yards, and there's actually an injury down on the field, but we can't quite see the number from here.
Yes, it looks like there is an injury. I hope nothing serious.
It looks like it's actually wide receiver Jackson St. Paul down, the sophomore star. So let's see if he can recover, because he's a cornerstone for this Stevenson team.
Stevenson will return to their sideline. We'll return back to the Daily Digest here for a little bit.
Girls golf. The Patriots 5-0 and 1-1 edged out Glenbrook North with a narrow 3-stroke victory, 156-159. Natalie Song led the team with a low round of 38 plus 2. Ava Elmis and Sophia Jung followed closely, each carding a 39, with Victoria Shao adding a 40.
Applause raised as it appears that St. Paul is back up to his feet over there near the Stevenson sideline. The refs still converged. One ref now going over to Stevenson to talk this over, as Wheaton North will head back out. Looks like play is to resume here on a 4th and 3. 5:35 left here in the 1st quarter.
Looks like punter Ryan Tarr is out on this 4th down, so it does not look like Bethel is going to play the aggressive route going into this 1st quarter.
So the second punt of the game for Stevenson. Another 3 and out on offense. Quite uneventful 1st quarter so far, but does not necessarily mean that nothing will happen for the rest of the quarter. There's still a lot of time left. As here's the kick. This one, a high kick, but quite short, and it'll land near the 50. Stevenson will settle near the 52 there. They'll put the ball there for Wheaton North.
Yeah, I think the punt just didn't get off the right part of the foot there. It was a little bit higher than what it needed to be for being that deep in the end zone. I think he wanted to get it a little bit out further.
I'm Patrick Buckley, alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zarrell. You are watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase, brought to you by Stevenson High School. It is 0-0. A defensive game so far from both teams. 5:21 as Wheaton North is back on offense. 2 wide receivers, actually 3 on the left, stacked up, or 2 of them. As here's a nice run. Oh, he gets around number 3 there, and that is a great run, hurdling each way. That's another great carry there by Tyler Kading.
Yeah, Tyler Kading using this wide receiver screen pass to get past a lot of the Stevenson defense. I don't think they were expecting that much from Wheaton North's offense. I think they were thinking that they would go either kind of deep on their passes or just run it straight up the middle and smash it into the defensive line.
So that sets up another 1st down. Like one of the first times we've seen 1st to 1st here in the game. Wheaton North will try to keep that momentum coming here on offense. In a scoreless game, here's a pass right, but great coverage by Stevenson awaiting the pass. It looks like number 7 there
Yeah, it looked like Zach Becker gave Jake Johnson a little pressure to get him off a little faster. I think he was looking for a different read.
So it was Frank Consoldi there with the pressure there on Wheaton North's pass. That'll set up 2nd and 10. No gain of yardage there on the pass and run for Wheaton North. And there'll be another 1-and-1 on each side for the wide receiver setup here. Player in motion for Wheaton North, number 81 there. As he will take it and pass it. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And he holds on, does not get down. It's a touchdown for Wheaton North. Look at that play right there. What a creative play by Coach Wardinski.
That's Shane Diericks, the senior, who is a Holy Cross commit, University. He is a star tight end. It looked like the pass was a little unthrown, but he was able to reel it in for the touchdown.
Talk about Adam Schilling there taking on the role of quarterback there for one play and doing a heck of a job of it, able to throw that touchdown downfield. Man, he looks like a natural.
Looked like a great pass.
So Wheaton North will kick the extra point here as they are on the scoreboard here late in the first quarter, and this extra point is good. And Wheaton North starts 7-0 up against Stevenson.
I just think Stevenson's secondary broke down there. They cannot let that happen again.
Now we'll hand you back to the Daily Digest.
Boys soccer, Stevenson, who is now 5-0, advanced to the Walter Invite Finals after a hard-fought 1-0 semifinal win over Glenbard West at Glenbard South. Matas Verana netted the game's only goal, set up by Brady Bruner. The Patriots will face Prospect in the championship match on Saturday at 2 p.m., hosted at Glenbrook South High School. Girls flag football. The Patriots, 5-1 and 2-0 in the conference, hosted Carmel in a non-conference matchup, losing to the Corsairs 15-0. Next up for the girls flag football team is a conference game against Libertyville on Monday at the home of the Wildcats at 6:45.
All right, Tyler, take us through some stats here so far in this game.
So it was Adam Skilling who had the 39-yard touchdown pass, and Jacob Johnson, who was 2 for 2 for 13 yards, and Shane Diericks, who got 39 rushing yards and 1 receiving touchdown.
And speaking of Shane Diericks, last week he had 4 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. He is an impressive young man for this Wheaton North roster. Kickoff ends up with Stevenson, and it looks like a fumble. Whether or not it was a fumble, it's recovered by Stevenson, as they'll be marked around the 35-yard line here to start their third offensive drive. Tyler, what do you think does Stevenson need to do here to get some offensive momentum going?
I just think maybe letting Crawley run now. Looks like they've been trying to do the passing game, shifting from last week of a more run-heavy offense. They're trying to get involved too much in the passing game that they aren't letting Crawley scramble out of the pocket so much. So I would think that they need to let Crawley run and run.
We'll set up 2 wide receivers on the right here for Stevenson. Only 1 defensive back, or only 1 cornerback here on those 2 wide receivers, but it'll be a handoff. And Wheaton North was ready for that one, as they'll stop them here at 35 for a gain about 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, it just looks like Stevenson can't get anything going. Aiden Elliott trying to power through there, but it's just not working for Stevenson at this moment. They need some sort of flame to start a full-blown fire for Stevenson's offense.
Well, we saw Wheaton North hold Simeon's quarterback in their previous game to a very respectable stat line. So they are no strangers to being able to pressure the quarterback really well. As Stevenson, another 2 wide receiver formation. This one's going to be a pass by Crawley. This one, a nice one, a bullet pass down to John Consoldi for completion near the 45.
Yeah, he's been getting involved in a lot of this game. Both of the Consolidi bros doing good, but on both defense and offense. Great pass from Crawley there to
thread the needle to Consalvi.
That's one of the better passes we've seen Crawley complete so far here today. And Stevenson will need more of those down the field here as the first quarter, only 2:30 left. Another first down here for Stevenson. That's their first time not 3 and out so far. Positive look for them, as here is a great handoff, and it'll be 44, Aiden Elliott, weaving his way through down the middle for a gain of yardage.
Yeah, seems to just really be altering between pass and run, pass and run, pass and run. Seeing to what catches on. I was surprised Becker didn't go with another pass there after that great throw from Crawley.
So now 2nd and 4, gain of 6 on that up the middle run by Elliott. And Stevenson needs those first downs to keep on rolling through. The wide receiver on each side, a fullback behind Crawley. And it will be a fake handoff, this one to the left. And great coverage there by number 20 for Wheaton North, Jack Clark, who stopped that pass. Looked like a great one there from Crawley.
Yeah, John Consalti just couldn't reel in that out route. He tried to reel it in too fast, and the pass seemed to be a little bit too high for him. Great throw by Crawley, but just couldn't be reeled in.
So once again, Stevenson facing a 3rd down. 1 for 3 on 3rd downs here so far in this game. That last 3rd down conversion was earlier in the drive. Can they do it again? Lots of hype here from the Wheaton North crowd. They want to see another miss. And this one is a miss. And this one's a fumble instead. Down at the 45 is Crawley, as that one seemed to be a bit of a mistake there on Stevenson's part.
Yeah, the wheels seem to be falling off the bus here. Let's see if they could pick it up and repair it on defense.
So 4th and 12 will set up another punt here for Stevenson near midfield. Has only a minute left here in the first quarter. Wrapping up the first quarter action here in Lincolnshire, Illinois. Snap and the kick. This one almost blocked by Wheaton North. Wow, that was close. This one will be received deep end, as Stevenson does a good job of making sure he doesn't get a free pass down the field.
Yeah, Aiden Crawley, that drive was only 1 for 2 for 10 yards. It was really on that one pass that seemed to get them going for a little bit. And John Colcialdi had 1 catch for those 10 yards. So there wasn't much that really happened that drive. I'd say Aiden Elliott did a good job pounding the ball down the middle, but it couldn't just get Stevenson going.
I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zerrill. You're watching the Marquee Network Sports Community Showcase, brought to you by Stevenson High School. And Wheaton North will be on offense once again. 40 seconds, 8/10 left here in the first quarter. 7-0, Wheaton North. It'll be Zerbic with the rush there, and they'll set up 2nd down here for Wheaton North. And Wheaton North and Stevenson both exit the field. That will be the end of the first quarter here from Lincolnshire, Illinois. We'll be right back here on the Marquee Sports Community Showcase right after this. And welcome back into Lincolnshire, Illinois for high school varsity football action here on the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase. I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zero, as we have a 7-0 Wheaton North lead here against the Patriots, as the Patriots trying to get their first victory here on Blackout Night and their home opener. It'll be Wheaton North starting the quarter on offenses. Here's a great run by quarterback Jake Johnson. Look at the way he was moving around there, able to get a good gain of yardage there.
Becker seemed to fall for the play fake there, and Jake Johnson was able to fly by for those about 10 yards. Great rush from Jake Johnson.
So that second down now turns to third down. The drive started before the end of the first quarter, so Wheaton North trying to pick up where they left off from that first quarter scoring play. As will be a wide receiver on each side and a fake handoff. Stevenson almost got to the quarterback, and a flag is thrown on the field as the catch is made near the 45 for Wheaton North. Let's see what the flag is here on the field.
Yeah, Jake Johnson was able to escape that pass rush, but let's see what the flag is and see if that whole pass gets called back.
That is the first flag of the game as well, worth a note. And that looks like holding on. Looks like holding on both sides. So that looks like it will offset. Yeah. The referee indicates for us, so Wheaton North will be granted the first down on that completion near the 45, where they'll be set up with the ball here. And Tyler, what have you seen so far from Stevenson's defense? Have there been any players who have stood out to you?
I mean, D'Angelo Washington is kind of standing out to me because he currently has 3 tackles and 1 for loss. Let's see if he can keep it up just like last season.
So first down near the 45. 3 wide receivers set up here for Jack Johnson, as that was a slip by Johnny Clayton. That was his first target by Johnson. That was an unfortunate slip, as that was a pretty good pass there.
Yeah, I feel like Johnny Clayton hasn't been involved that much in the Wheaton North passing game. The first target from Jake Johnson, he just kind of tripped up there. Couldn't reel anything in.
If you haven't played on a turf yet, turfs are quite slippery at times, so pretty understandable to be slipping from on occasion like Clayton did there. But nonetheless, 2nd and 10 here for Wheaton North. The Stevenson with the zone defense here, as here is a handoff, but Stevenson's all over it. They stop a handoff. Not even a handoff, that was a run by Jake Johnson. They just completely stopped it.
Yeah, I think they thought that the fake rush, the read option, was going to work again, but Stevenson, and I think Becker especially, adjusted after that one play. They seem to be running a lot more this quarter than they did last quarter.
So just 2 plays after amazing run by Wheaton North, they now face a third down here. 10 minutes, 22 seconds left here in the second quarter. They're up 7-0, looking to get a second scoring play on the board, as 7 obviously will not cut it against this potent Stevenson offense. Here's a passing play. He's going to scramble to the right, gets around 2 guys for Stevenson, and this one looks like it could have gone to 2 different players. Just wasn't sure, and neither one of them makes the completion.
Jake Johnson was seconds away from having the ball stripped by the Stevenson defensive line. I feel like at moments that Stevenson shows a spark on defense, breaking through, and other moments they just can't break through that Wheaton North offensive line.
So it'll be 4th and 11. Last time Wheaton North faced this situation, they went for it and failed, but they will not go for it this time. It'll be a punt. Punter near the 30. See where they can land this one. Stevenson has a man set up in the backfield, but this one is a little short. As will he take it? Yes, he will. He'll try to go to the left here. A great stop. Tripped up the feet of Stevenson. Receiver there, number 21, Mac Murray there for Wheaton North.
Yeah. If he didn't get that tackle, I think that Stevenson would have gotten an extra 10, 20 yards there.
I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zero. You are watching Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase brought to you by Stevenson High School. And Stevenson will go back on offense. They are just one touchdown away from tying this game. It is only 7-0 Wheaton North, but so far points have been hard to come across for both teams. 9-minute 52nd here in the second quarter. Here is a snap to Crawley. He will be down near the 30, a solid rush there for Crawley. We've seen Stevenson try some of those rushes throughout this game. Hasn't always been effective, but we'll want to see if Stevenson decides to elevate their passing game here, knowing how great Wheaton North's defensive line is.
Yeah, Stevenson's defense starting to pick up steam with Washington now at 4 tackles. We need to see Crawley pick up his productivity along with the rest of the Stevenson offense.
2 wide right receivers, or just one. This one will be a handoff, an effective one. Down the middle goes number 6, Daniel Lentz, as he'll get a nice gain of yardage down near the 40 and a first down set up for Stevenson.
Yeah, Andy Bayun-Dugler had a great block, keeping up with the running back up there. It just kept on going and trolling.
A quick side note, our referees for this game, the referee and crew chief is Bill Orris, our umpire Kevin Werner, linesman Don Taylor, our line judge Chris Avila, and our back judge Derek Lee. So Stevenson has a first down. This one is another run by Crawley. He gets minimal yardage, but down near the 40. We've seen Crawley already go for a rush twice on this drive, Tyler.
I think Becker's trying to switch the strategy more now, aiming the offense not at Crawley, but through Crawley, using him not only in the passing game, but more in the rushing game, because he's just an absolute dual threat quarterback.
We've yet to really see Stevenson set up those wide receivers in the formation, but this time you do see 2 on the left side of Crawley. Be interesting to see, does he pass here? Looks like it will be a handoff. It's another handoff for Stevenson. This one less successful than the previous, and it will be a third down, roughly 6 or 5 here for Stevenson.
Shane Diericks with the tackle, having a great defensive and offensive performance with the touchdown catch and multiple tackles on defense. There is a reason he's going to Holy Cross.
Stevenson here, be huge to convert this third down, get the crowd into it. Fans are here, the student section is packed. They want some action here. Will Crawley deliver it? Crawley a pass down middle, and that is a great catch. Huddled in by George Handel for Stevenson, despite the pressure on that play.
Crawley getting more into the passing game right now. Crawley getting more into the passing game with that slant route by Cooper. It's just great involvement, trying to get the steam going, especially after losing St. Paul. They need something going well for them.
So Stevenson, after the nice play, gets a first down here near the 50. They're now near midfield, starting to feel a little bit of momentum carrying here for Stevenson's offense. Here is a passing play for Crawley. He's feeling it. He's going to go to the right, deep, and this one just too far out of the reach of John Consaldi, and that will be a second down for Stevenson.
Yeah, good coverage by Jack Clark there, holding John Consaldi a little bit farther back, just little bit to get him out of the reach of the football. Would have been a touchdown without his coverage there.
You have to respect Crawley going for that big play, trying to get a huge ignition here for the Stevenson offense. Stevenson back into formation. Looks like might be going with another handoff here. You see Dylan Fawcett set up near Crawley. He'll take the handoff. He'll go right here. And this is a very official rush. Oh my goodness. He's going to get past 3 defenders down near the 30. What a run there by Dylan Fawcett.
Yeah, Andy Beilinger had another great push-off that kind of opened the seam for Dylan Fawcett there, gained that extra 10, 15 yards on that play. That might be the kickstart that Stevenson needs in this game.
So another first down here for Stevenson. They have got the ball rolling. Let's see if they keep it rolling here, as we're roughly halfway through the second quarter, 6 minutes, 26 left. I'm Patrick Buckley, alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zero. You're watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase, brought to you by Stevenson High School. As you can now see, the student section starting to get hyped up.
Yeah, they are back in black after that rushing play. Let's see if Aiden Crawley, I feel like I'll see a design play from Aiden Crawley for that rush on this first down.
Can they get something going here? Oh, and this is a fumble. It looks like Wheaton North has recovered the football. That would be super unfortunate here for Stevenson, as they have. What a huge defensive stop there for Wheaton North. Just when you thought Stevenson was going to get their momentum back, that's what happens.
Yeah, it was enforced by number 15, Gavin Michaela, coming up with that key tackle. He could just not hold on to that ball, and that just absolutely diminished the Stevenson student section. No longer all hyped up and jumping around. Wheaton North has just silenced the crowd.
And that's the power of that Wheaton North defensive line, able to make plays like that just when you think the opposing team's offense is starting to roll, as now they take over here on offense around the 35-yard line here with 6 minutes, 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Still 7-0 game, Wheaton North on top. Here's a handoff, a run, but taken down nicely by number 95 there for Stevenson. Anthony Adams there on the tackle. A nice job bringing down the rusher.
Yeah, Ryan O'Connor tried to get something on that stretch. He just couldn't run out and find the hole that his offensive line could have made him. It's a strong defensive line here with Becker and Anthony Adams on it. He just couldn't find the seam in it.
So that's a 2nd and 7 for Wheaton North. 2 wide receivers on the left. Fullback sets up near the quarterback, as this one's a pass. Another one to Tyler Kading. He has had lots of receptions in this game so far.
There must have been some sort of miscommunication there in the Stevenson offense, because Stevenson defense, that he was just standing there wide open on that curl route. Stevenson's secondary seemed to be struggling in this quarter especially.
So that sets up 3rd and 3 here for the Wheaton North offense. They've had a decent amount of 3rd down conversions in this game, and if you think they get this one to 4th, they'd probably go for it, but can they get it on 3rd? Here's Johnson, scrambles left, pass. Stevenson ready for the receiver. 3 guys on top of him, no match.
Yeah, Anthony Adams bringing the energy. Oh, and there is a flag on the play.
A flag up, and it looks like a Stevenson player. An unfortunate mistake there, a rookie mistake by a Stevenson player, and that would very well cost that great defensive play there to turn into a first down.
Yeah, every single time Stevenson seems to get the wheels going, especially with this tackle right here by Anthony Adams. Just looks like he celebrated a little too much maybe after the play. That you can't do that against Wheaton North's offense.
So that one brings the ball all the way down to Stevenson's territory at the 44-yard line. That is a costly mistake here for Stevenson, trying to get the defense going, trying to get the ball back after a very promising previous drive on offense. Wheaton North sets up just 1 receiver on the left, now curls back in near the line of scrimmage. And this one ought to be a handoff, and it will be. Up the middle. Stevenson stops them at the 40-yard line for about a 5-yard gain there on that first down run.
Yeah, Max Cervic with another carry there. Stevenson just can't seem to figure out how to stop either the passing game from Jake Johnson or the running game from Cervic. And whenever they do get something going, something other direction seems to tear it all down back to the roots.
2nd and 6. Wheaton North near the 40. Had lots of success in their previous attempt at the red zone. Can they get there again? Be up to Johnson and crew. Here's another handoff. This one not as effective. Will be brought down near the 35 for a roughly 3-yard gain. That one will set up 3rd down.
He was brought down by the defensive lineman Sonny Tusi and Zach Becker. That defensive line just can't seem to keep on going. They keep on seeing inch by inch by inch. Football's a game of inches, and they keep on gaining and gaining and gaining. And Stevenson's defensive line seems to be kind of falling apart.
2 minutes, 33 seconds. Clock running here, 3rd and 2. Can Wheaton North convert this 3rd down? Be a rush from the quarterback, and it looks like he has... It seemed like he got it.
Super interesting formation from them too, but for that design QB run, it almost looked like a QB sneak format in the beginning.
And yes, it will be a 1st down. Just clears the 1st down line. Another 3rd down conversion here for Wheaton North. They've been so huge on these 3rd downs.
Getting everyone is important, and Stevenson hasn't been getting them, while Wheaton North has been getting those key moments in this game. You can have great moments and bad moments. Wheaton North seems to be having a lot of those great ones tonight.
So the first half starting to wind down. We approach that 2-minute mark. Wheaton North gets off a play here, and a flag is thrown up. Looks like someone might have jumped early there on that one. We're not exactly sure. Let's check the referees on this one. It looks like a false start here on the offense for Wheaton North. And that'll send them back 5 yards, as it'll be 1st and 15 now for Wheaton North.
Yeah, Wheaton North has been really powerful on those 3rd downs, being 3 for 5 on 3rd down tonight, but Stevenson has not reached that potential that Wheaton North has in this game. Let's see what Wheaton North can do on 1st down.
A handoff, another one. This one up the middle, very effective one, as that yardage that they just lost in the penalty made up a lot there on that 1st down carry.
Just keep on pounding it to Cervic as we get to the 2-minute warning. Oh.
And a timeout there by Wheaton North, as we'll take you to the Daily Digest. Tyler, take us away.
So the boys hockey team, the varsity green team, who's now 1-0, opened their preseason tournament with a thrilling 4-3 victory over New Trier Blue. It was a full team effort from start to finish. After New Trier struck first in the opening period, the Patriots battled back to keep the game tight until the final seconds. Dylan Tomaszewski led the charge with 2 goals, while Tyler Olson added another. With just 21 seconds remaining, Jason Peshniko buried the game-winning to seal the win. The Patriots are back in action tonight at 5:20 against Buffalo Grove High School at Seven Bridges Ice Arena.
Well, as we spoke about in the intro, Wheaton North, 4 returning players on offense, 3 on defense. Tyler, how has that veteran presence for Wheaton North done them a good deed here in this game?
I think it's probably just bringing the team together a lot more. Probably having a nice experience to have someone line, and in the backfield too, with the Holy Cross commit. Shane Diericks, probably a key player to have on this team. And that veteran status we see through Zach Becker, also on Stevenson. It's been carrying through, but much better on the Wheaton North side.
Only one wide receiver set up here for Wheaton North on offense, as this one is another handoff. They've been pretty successful on those. And this one up the middle for roughly 3 or 4 yard gain. as that'll set up a second down here for Wheaton North with just about a minute 17 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Coach Wardynski just doesn't seem to plan on changing his game plan, just running it straight up the middle and tearing apart the defensive line for Stevenson.
So 3rd and 3, not second. This is a big chance here for Stevenson to show some defensive prowess. Can they stop Wheaton North here on 3rd down? Here's a deep pass to the right. Can he make the catch? This one guarded by 2 players, no flags. And John Consoldi was there on the deflection. No good on the 3rd down conversion chance there for Wheaton North.
There was also Jack Wyma back there to help him too on that defensive presentation. It wasn't just Consolti, it was both of them. Great team effort by Stevenson. I think that team chemistry and maybe having that junior step up might get the Stevenson side a little bit more hype.
Well, you can see them starting to jump, getting hyped there in all black as Stevenson here is going to have another big defensive chance. A 4th down try, or will it be? As another timeout here called by Wheaton North. That's their second in the last few minutes. And that'll take us to another Daily Digest break.
So, the Academic Challenge for Engineering and Science Club. Compete individually or in teams at the regional, sectional, and state levels. Choose 2 subjects: biology, chemistry, physics, math, engineering, and graphics. Computer science or English tryouts will be held in October. Teams: test of engineering, aptitude, mathematics, and science. Work with friends to solve real-world engineering problems and compete at state and national levels. This Sunday, we have Pickleball Club from 10 a.m. to noon in the field house. All skill, experience, and experience levels are welcome. Don't have a paddle? No worries. We'll have extra paddles available to borrow if you need one. This Monday is Future Educators of America Club.
We'll cut you short there on the Daily Digest as we are back in action here. 40 and 3/10 seconds left here in the first half of play. Wheaton North up 7-0 as they have a 4th down here to try and convert. This one will be a passing play. This one to the right. It's caught down the line and out of bounds. To stop the clock goes Wheaton North. A great reception there by number 5.
Shane Diericks.
Shane
Diericks, like you were saying, that veteran presence. I think maybe the connection between the quarterback and him too has grown because of that veteran presence. Just great performance on that out route, cutting out and getting that 1st down that they needed.
Well, last time they had that 4th down try, they couldn't convert it, but this time they do. 1 for 2 on 4th down conversions in this game so far. That's been pretty huge for them offensively. Now they are near the 15-yard line in deep Stevenson territory. 34 and 6/10 seconds here. This is bound to be an exciting finish here to the first half. Let's see what Wheaton North has in store on offense here. It'll be another passing play. Johnson passes right. This one intercepted. Oh my goodness. What a catch if it is by John Consoldi, who hauls it in, falling backwards near the end zone.
He's been the bright spot on Stevenson's defense tonight. Him by himself, he's caused so many deflections, and that interception, he's got to change the mood. Student section is roaring. That black is jumping up and down. Stevenson's offense hopefully can get rolling from that great interception that keeps them in a 1-score deficit.
The impact of John Consoldi on defense cannot be stated enough. He has 4 tackles and that big interception there to stop Wheaton North's momentum on offense late here in the first half. Just what an amazing interception there. And obviously Stevenson's offense here might not be able to get much done, but that is a great way, if you're Stevenson, to end off this first half. An amazing play on the defensive side of things as Both teams will converge to their respective halves. And the first half will come to a close here from Lincolnshire, Illinois. Wheaton North up 7-0 as Stevenson held scoreless here in the first half. We'll be right back here on the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase after some brief messages. Welcome back on in to Stevenson High School here in the middle of halftime. It's Wheaton North 7, Stevenson 0. We now present to you the Stevenson Marching Band.
Good evening, SHS football fans. Please welcome to the field the pride of Lincolnshire, your very own 2025 Marching Patriots. Tonight's halftime show will feature the music of Coldplay, including Sky Full of Stars, Feels Like I'm Falling, Yellow, Fix You, Paradise, and Viva La Vida. Drum majors are Will Pencow, Luis Tadeo Figueroa Calleros, Aaron Wu and Samantha Shee. Color guard captains are Nora Hunt, Caroline Alep, Shugan Tawar. We're a wicked and wild band here to blow down the doors to let you in. Shattered windows and the sound of drums. People won't believe what we become. Give it up for the marching band.
stand as we are approaching the end of halftime here soon. 7-0. Wheaton North over the Stevenson Patriots. We'll be right back after this short break. And we are back here at Stevenson High School as we are almost set for the start of the second half of action between the Wheaton North Falcons and the Stevenson Patriots. I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zarrell. You are watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase brought to you by Stevenson High School. Tyler, give us some stats for Stevenson from the first half.
Of course, Patrick. Crawley is currently 3 for 7 with 22 yards. Stevenson needs to get involved more in the pass game than they were in the first half. Run game, they have 48 yards in total, so neither one of the sides of the offense seems to get going. Washington, D'Angelo Washington is had a great first half, having 6 tackles, 2 of them for loss. And finally, John Conchiari had 4 tackles and 1 interception. Patrick, can you tell me about Wheaton North's stats?
Well, looking at Wheaton North, Jake Johnson has been a huge part of the success for them on offense so far. He's 7 for 12, 33 yards, and 1 interception. On top of that, Max Serbic, who had 29 rushes in the last game, he's got 7 rushes so far for 20 yards. And then Shane Diericks, 2 passes, 50 yards, and a touchdown for Wheaton North. And number 16, Tyler Kading, one of those high potential guys that Coach Wojcinski referred to. He has 41 yards receiving. And then also for Wheaton North, a guy we didn't look at much in the pregame, but Adam Schilling. He has that big passing touchdown, that crazy play for Wheaton North that helped them get on the board in the first quarter.
Yeah, he wasn't one of the guys I saw coming in that I believe was going to make such a large impact on this game. Thought it was going to be more of the veterans on the team, but it's him too is actually putting a lot of change into this game.
And look at Wheaton North. They have just hit all those keys to the game that we outlined in the first quarter. They have really relied on those veterans like Shane Diericks on offense and even defense to help them. Also, high potential players. Tyler Kading has been a story here for Wheaton North and a part of their offensive success. And then that momentum that they needed to carry on for the previous game, we can tell that Wheaton North has carried that on. They are showing so much confidence on both sides of the ball here to start this game.
Yeah, Stevenson's keys to the games haven't seemed to really pan out that much. Crawley has less passing yards and passing touchdowns than a person who isn't even a quarterback. They need to get involved more into the passing game, but most importantly, the key to the second half for them is to secure the ball. They fumbled once, they can't lose to do it again. Let's see how Stevenson manages this second half and how Becker plans it out.
And what's so key here is that student section. They have stayed because they want to see something really exciting happen here in the second half. They cannot wait to see what Stevenson has in store. But Stevenson will be on defense first here as they kick off to the right side to Wheaton North. Wheaton North will be going left here, and Stevenson will be going to the right on their offense. So it'll be Stevenson here kicking it off. The second half is underway. This one received in the end zone, a touchback. And Tyler, what is the key here for Wheaton North? Last half, at the end of the first half, they had a great possession going and then that crazy interception by Consaldi. But before that, some very successful rushes. What has been the key for them?
The key to them this game is just keeping the ball going and going and going, not letting them cool off because they are in such a run right now. If Stevenson even gets the slightest bit to take over, they're going to let them cool off, and Wheaton North has to stay hot and not get cold.
So Wheaton North will snap this one off to start off the second half. And it'll be a handoff, but play is stopped. And you will notice there that they have a new quarterback out there. It's Burke Niebk. I want to say Niebk, but it could be wrong.
Yeah, I would say Burke Neep coming out. It's a confident move by them, taking out Jake Johnson into the second half. Let's see how that changes maybe their game plan, because we haven't seen this quarterback quite yet, so we don't know how he plays or what he can do.
So Wheaton North push back 5 yards on the penalty. It'll be 1st and 15. This one a nice pass out to the right side. Barely stays in bounds. Does once again Tyler Kading, another reception there. He did a lot in the first half.
Yeah, just going back to what they were doing before in the first half, nothing seems to change in their game plan. They do seem to throw it more out than through the middle of the field, which I'm surprised Stevenson hasn't put in a little bit more pressure between the hashes instead of in the middle. I would put a little bit more pressure through those quarterbacks because they need to turn over the ball for their advantage.
It's interesting here. Wheaton North went with a different quarterback, Burke Neep. He's a junior. Johnson was a senior, as he's going to roll to the right here. He makes a great completion here, and it'll be a nice gain of yards down to the 25, and that was number 81, Adam Schilling there with the reception.
Yeah, they're just going inch by inch by inch. Nothing too flashy. Kind of like a fundamental football team here, getting the yards they need, first downs, and just pushing it down the field while also draining the clock to make sure Stevenson does not get a chance on offense.
So 3rd and 6 now for Wheaton North. In the first half, we saw them convert a lot of 3rd down opportunities, even converted a 4th down opportunity there on that last drive in the first half. So it'll be important to see, can they keep that momentum going on 3rd downs here in the second half. It'll be 2 wide receivers on one side, one the other. Rolls to the right, left, and this one is intercepted. A bad pass ends up in the hands of Frank Conchaldi for Stevenson, and that's Stevenson's 2nd interception of the game.
Yeah, Frank Conchaldi and John Conchaldi both having their own interceptions in this game. These two bros are doing great on defense. Let's see if he continues to do well on offense at the wide receiver position too. Patrick, what do you think is the key for Stevenson during this drive? What do you think they have to do?
Well, it's definitely going to take a lot more of dynamic planning here on offense, keeping more to the passing game. We saw it be quite effective in this limited amount of times that Stevenson used it in the first half. Let's see if Crawley decides to do that. But no, he'll rush it himself, and he almost got taken down, able to get a few extra yards there, and it looks like might have gotten fumbled, but it looks like after Crawley was down, he'll be down right around the 30-yard line here for 2nd down.
Yeah, Crawley putting everything he has, all the effort he can do just to gain those extra yards. I think that effort is going to matter later on in this football game because they're still in this game. It's only a 7-point game. It's been, we say that it's been a bigger separation in skill and performance, but if they get hot, and then they're back in this game.
Crawley rolls right. He's just going to rush this one. Takes a big hit, 2 big hits near the 30, and a lot of contact on that play, and it'll end up with 3rd down. We've seen on that last play, Lucas Yates, another one of those guys that Coach Wardynski talked about. He's one of those untapped potential players. Tyler, what have you seen out of Lucas Yates so far on the defensive line?
I mean, he's been key in stopping Crawley on the rush, which is one of the keys to the game, stopping the run game for them. Limiting Crawley just to the pocket takes away half of his advantage of a dual threat quarterback. So if you take that away, all you have to do is keep him in the pocket, and your corners have to guard, and it will be a piece of cake.
Like the point about dual threat quarterback, Crawley definitely is. Will he go to his passing game? No, he will not. Go to the handoff, and this one will be down the middle. The ball carrier, number 4, Frank Conchaldi. That will set up a 1st down as they just make it through on the 3rd down conversion. Nine minutes left here in the second quarter. Still 7-0 Wheaton North. No scoring play since the first quarter. Dead silent second for the offense. And the third quarter so far, we've seen a lot of rushing, little passing. The one wide receiver set up left, and this one, a decent job of scrambling around was the rusher there, the handoff man, and 2 flags thrown out here by the refs, as we'll see where this ball ends up after the flags are applied. Looks like holding on the offense. That will push them back 5 yards. They'll replay 1st down here as they accept the penalty. It appears. Referee still communicating here with the coach on the sideline. And decisions made. It'll be pushed back 5 yards.
Yeah, game of inches. I think that Hayden Huddleston just put a little bit too much. I saw him hold, trying to keep that run going, but you can't do that in a game this close. Every single yard counts for them. They need to get into that end zone as soon as they possibly can.
8 minute 15 left. 1st and 20. They got pushed back 10 yards. Here's the pass. Or will it be? Oh, he's going to scramble to the right. Oh, what a fake. And ends up around the 39. Could have been brought down further, but a nice little play there by Crawley.
Yeah, Crawley using his playmaking skills there. Great blocking from Alex Muro to get him a couple extra yards. So then he didn't get sacked there. That spin move, key for Crawley gaining those yards too, but you cannot go away without crediting the new offensive line that has stepped up this half.
You can see Cole Sheen there enter the game for Stevenson. But interesting to see if he can do anything. He's a running back here for Stevenson alongside Aiden Elliott. And he's going to take this handoff from Crawley. He's going to go to the left. A pretty decent run, ends up down near the 30. So on the first play in, he is able to pick up a few yards for Stevenson.
Yeah, I like what Becker's trying to do right now, trying to use different running backs, using Crawley as a running source too, and seeing how the offensive line adjusts with it too. As we can see, he can run on the stretch there. He just didn't get the hole. Next play, I think it's going to be Aiden Elliott, who's going to be the key running back, who's been powering through. I think that's what they need at this moment. Not a more elusive back, but one that could just power it up the middle and get some yards to boost this offense's morale.
So Stevenson setting up wide receivers on both sides. Two on the right. Here's a passing play. Crawley. Oh, this was just over the reach.
That was
of the intended target, Dylan Fawcett. Or it looks like number 21 on that play. No, it was Dylan Fawcett there, the intended target.
Yeah, Fawcett was sitting in the open sea there. It was just a little bit overthrown by Crawley, just above his head. That would have been a key play, getting them into the red zone, but that he could just not pull in that pass, that key pass.
Well, familiar sight on the field. Special teams back on the field here for Stevenson. They cannot convert that third. 4th and 17. Penalties really hurt them there on that drive. But they're going to go for a field goal here. It appears. Wow, from the 38-yard line. Kick is up, and it is good. What a kick from the 38-yard line. Roughly 48-yard field goal there for Stevenson. What a kick. And that'll take us to break, and we will be with you here with the Daily Digest from Tyler.
Thank you, Patrick. So Street Fest is coming up, and you cannot miss it. It's going to be a special event with food trucks, music, and many other opportunities. But also, clubs next week, we have Monday, Future Educators of America. So future teachers, if you're interested in teachers, that will be in room 1313 or the lower ILC at 7:45 a.m. Then there's Stevenson High School Ambassadors at 7:30 in the recital hall. Also, there is ACES, the Academic Challenge for Engineering and Science. Compete individually or in teams at regional, sectional, and state levels. Choose 2 subjects to compete in, like science or chemistry.
I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zerrell. You are watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase, presented by Stevenson High School. And looking at that drive for Wheaton North, or for Stevenson, they had 3 points there, got on the board. Crawley 1 for 2, 5 yards passing, 10 rushing yards, and Caden on that 47-yard field goal, a beauty to get Stevenson on the board. As here's the punt to Wheaton North, a touchback, and they will be back on offense here halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, I'd say the last drive was kind of bittersweet for them, getting the flag called back, but that phenomenal field goal for Stevenson kind of had to boost. I saw some celebrations, jumping up and down in the crowd. They're a lot more hyped up. I bet that brings a smile on the players' faces, but I bet they also wanted that touchdown in the moment to tie the game.
Well, this game has just been a slow inching scoreboard. Started off 7-0, now 7-3. Both defenses have been rock solid. And we have 6 minutes, 15 left here in the third quarter. Still lots of game to go here. Wheaton North starting here on offense. Here's a handoff to number 4. That'll be Serbic. Another carry, this one for about 3 yards.
Appears to be a player down on the field for Wheaton North.
And he is visibly upset, holding, looks to be near his quad, but we will take you to the Daily Digest in the meantime from Tout.
Patriots, don't forget you can join the marching band and cheer team during Tuesday's activity period. Learn the fight song, pick up the stand chants, and get hyped to cheer on the Patriots. Speak with a CLC rep. A representative from the College of Lake County will be here on Monday, September 8th during 4th period in the CCC, room 1123. Students, please sign up on Naviance if you'd like to speak with a CLC representative.
So we've seen Stevenson with that field goal and the sudden stop and play here for this injury. On the Wheaton North side, we saw an injury earlier on Stevenson's side. That was a heart injury to Jackson St. Paul, the sophomore. Unsure exactly which player this could be right now, but all condolences to him, as it looks like trainers are bringing him back up. That is number 5, Shane Diericks. That would be a key loss for Wheaton North on both sides of the ball if he isn't coming back into the game. You can see a visible limp there coming off the field after that play.
Yeah, losing that veteran experience and that much skill must hurt, but I bet he could still help the team off the bench, giving them support and hyping up the team. He's a great player, and he's probably an even great leader for this team with how they've been playing.
So, quick update on Jake Johnson. Remember that quarterback change to start the second half. He has a sling on the sideline, so possibly injury there. You can see Wheaton North just got backed up there. Stevenson, no mercy there. The defensive line backed Wheaton North all the way up near the end zone, and that will be a costly loss of yards there for Wheaton North.
Anthony Adams slamming down Wheaton North's quarterback, and the offensive line could not handle him. Stevenson maybe picking it up. This is what the defense needed. They look hyped and ready to just tear through this offensive line and hopefully maybe even get a safety here.
3rd and 7 set up. And you're right, that safety is in play. That would cut this lead in half, a 4-point lead here for Wheaton North. 5 minutes, 9 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's a snap. It will be a punt on 3rd down. That is probably the smart play here if you are Wheaton North. And that will mean that Stevenson takes back offensive possession there. A bit of an unexpected play there, but nonetheless a smart one on Wheaton North's side.
Yeah, I haven't seen a 3rd down punt in a little while, especially on the Stevenson turf. Interesting call, but it makes sense with how close this game is. They couldn't risk making it a 2-point deficit in this tight game.
On that drive for defensively for Stevenson, Anthony Adams had tackle for loss 16 yards. He has been super impactful for Stevenson's defense, as now they're back on offense. Crawley hands it off. Here it's number 44, Stevenson, and a decent run up the middle there. But he will be stopped. That was Aiden Elliott, another carry for Stevenson.
Milan Nikolic with a great block, opening that hole for Aiden Elliott. Much needed. The offensive line, the juniors are stepping up, and the younger, more unexperienced, that's one of the keys of the game that they needed for this Stevenson offense to happen. Let's see if they consistently continue to do it.
Remember, since that punt was from near their end zone, Stevenson already near their already in their territory at the 35-yard line. Crawley looking to pass to the left. He might have a man. Here's a pass deep field, but great coverage there by Wheaton North. Looks like number 20 there had great coverage. That would be Jack Clark for Wheaton North on the coverage there. Stop that pass deep left. I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner Tyler Zerl. You're watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase brought to you by Stevenson High School.
Correction on the last play, that was actually Brandon Hirsch who was the target there. Just a little bit overthrown. Crawley seems, on the deep passes especially, just seems to be a little bit too high, out of their reach for them.
So following the incomplete pass, 3rd and 5 now, can Stevenson convert? It will be a fake handoff. Crawley passes middle. This one is dropped as the intended target, 81 there, could not hold on to it. George Handel there, that was one of his first targets of the game, could not hold on to the ball. Good pressure there by Wheaton North there near the defensive line.
Yeah. George Handel was just not able to reel in that pass, being a little bit too low, as you saw in the replay there. Too low for comfort from Crawley's throw.
They're going for it. This is the first time Stevenson's decided to go for it, trying to spice things up a little bit. Crawley's going to pass it. A flag already thrown out. This one is complete, but you can visibly tell there that the completion by Adabekov, he was visibly frustrated, as it looks like Stevenson, another unfortunate penalty. And yes, it is a false start. Another flag on Stevenson just when they thought they had the first there.
So you can see the mistakes of the younger offensive line. They have great moments and then weak moments. Just right over there. The pass was great. He was going to get, I would say, a minimum 20 yards there. Too bad the young offensive line was not able to hold Crawley along for enough.
So the attempt on 4th was indeed an attempt, but one that would never come to fruition, and instead a punt will be the result. So this one all the way back, and this is a pretty good roll here for Stevenson. They can get this all the way, as yes, they get it to the 1-yard line. Oh my goodness. Stevenson let that one roll all the way to the 1-yard line. Wheaton North is going to have a really tough time getting out of that end zone area on the offense.
Yeah, Ryan Tarr, the punter, placed Wheaton North back into that safety danger zone. You are not punting on 1st down, so there is a chance for a true safety that is needed for Stevenson High School.
Stevenson would love to get a safety here too. That lead is just 4. It is inches away for Stevenson here. We can see Wheaton North setting up a lot of receivers. There's 4 receivers on the left side here for the quarterback, Burke. Can they get out of that end zone? That would be such a huge deal here if Wheaton North can indeed get out of this area. It's tight space. No room to breathe here. Taking a while for the snap. And a flag is thrown out. It looks like perhaps a delay of game, as it looks like Wheaton North just was not snapping the ball. As yes, it is. A delay of game won't make much of a difference here as they're at the 1-yard line, but you can tell that Wheaton North is visibly having trouble here trying to figure out what they want to do here, and it's such a tough situation.
Yeah, it was interesting coming out with 3 wide receivers on the 1-yard line. I would have expected them to run the ball, trying to get a couple yards so they aren't in so much pressure being in their own territory.
So Wheaton North's going to try to hand it off, and they do. Pushed back into the end zone, but it looks like he was down before he got to the end zone. Does not look like he'll get a gain on the play, so it looks like they'll be stopped hopefully the same place, or will he? Looks like maybe about a yard. And yes, it does look like they got about a yard there, which does make a big difference when you're at the goal line here for Wheaton North.
Every yard matters in this sport, especially when you're in your own end zone. You could tell they're probably going to pound it back into again. You can see based on Stevenson's defense.
There's a run denied again by Stevenson's defensive line. Look at the Stevenson defensive line here delivering in a key situation as Wheaton North still struggling to get out of this tight space near the end zone.
Yeah, Sonny Sui putting in the extra effort, getting that tackle. I would say honestly, the whole defensive line, it was kind of just a mob of everyone there, tearing down number 4 Max Serbic as the running back.
Another run. This one much more successful. And do they get enough? They needed 5 yards there on third. And it looks like it will be 4th down, but you have to assume that they're going to go for this. Or will they? They're bringing out special teams, it appears.
I don't think they would go for it here, actually, Patrick. It's too close. Only a 4-point deficit. Putting them in risk at only about, 5 yards away from the end zone. You can't. That's not one of the things you can go for. If you do, that is a very gutsy call from you, and good for you.
Yeah, so Wheaton North just didn't get enough yardage on that play to warrant a 4th down try. Stevenson will regain possession on the punt near the 40-yard line with 1 minute 40 left here in the third quarter. Third quarter coming down to an end. Still 7-3. The only score in this quarter was that Stevenson field goal by Cade On, which was a very impressive one indeed. And Tyler, tell us about some stats from that drive for Wheaton North.
Well, there wasn't much coming from that drive, actually. 3 rushes for only 7 yards from Serbic, which usually he seems to be breakout, but he didn't have that much open field, and Stevenson was able to fully condense into the middle.
2 wide receivers on the right here to start off with Crawley. Could be a passing play, but we've seen a lot of rushing. No, he'll go for the passing on the first play of this drive. It's a deep pass play. This one out and just missed. Just within the reach there of the intended receiver, Dylan Fawcett. And you can tell that the Patriots are getting so close there to getting that big, explosive passing play.
I feel like they're getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. One of these big, deep passes has got to be completed. 2 of these were super close for Dylan Fawcett, especially, almost both in the end zone.
Crawley indeed has done a great job of finding those targets, just a bit off on those passes. Be interesting to see if he can tweak that arm range a little bit to make sure he gets more accurate on those deeper passes. Crawley's going to take himself up the middle, a decent gain, roughly 5 or 6 yards there on the second down. He'll turn to third and roughly 4.
Yeah, Andy Byengler had a great block there, opening up a little bit more for Crawley. You could see right there, pushing him out of the way, giving him a little bit more space to gain those extra yards, which are key in this game.
I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner Tyler Zarrell. You're watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase brought to you by Stevenson High School. It is 7-3, just about a minute to go. Ticking clock here, 3rd and 6 for Stevenson near the 35-yard line. You have to wonder if they do get a 4th here, does Cade On come back out for that kick again? Well, we'll see. Can Crawley get the ball off? No, he cannot. He is sacked. A huge sack there by number 81, Adam Schilling. He has done it on both sides of the ball for Wheaton North.
Yeah, the offensive line completely broke down. He slashed through number 81, Adam Schilling, getting to Crawley and enforcing that 4th down. No field goal here.
That's another time in this game that offensive line for Stevenson just not enough to outpower that really strong defensive line for Wheaton North, and that forces a punt here, but time will run out in the third quarter. Instead, they're not going to punt this one. The third quarter comes to an end on a 4th down for Stevenson, but they do get a field goal and make this game closer. It's 7-3, Wheaton North over the Stevenson Patriots at the end of the third quarter. We'll be right back with you after this short message. And we are back here in Lincolnshire, Illinois. We have reached the fourth quarter of this tight, low-scoring game. I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zarrell. You are watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase brought to you by Stevenson High School. Wheaton North starts with the ball. Well, actually, Stevenson will start with the ball, but they have to punt first before Wheaton can get that ball. They punt, and this one is received. Fumbled. This one's fumbled, and does Stevenson recover? What a mistake this would be. What is the decision? Still looking for the decision. Holy cow, they did it. An unbelievable mistake by Wheaton North. This is a game-changing mistake here. Stevenson now has the ball in the red zone after what a fumble on that punt from Wheaton North.
Wheaton North just couldn't reel in that punt. Number 81, Adam Skilling, who had a pretty good play previously to that event. He just couldn't reel it in, and this, if Stevenson can capitalize this could be a game-changing play here.
Talk about a play that has kind of a Stevenson-esque feeling to it. Stevenson had a lot of that type of luck throughout this game, but now Wheaton North having the bad side of the stick here. So now Stevenson, 1st and 10. Near the goal line, here's a rush by Crawley trying to force his way in, gets roughly 5 yards for a second down. They are so close there to that first touchdown of the game.
Alex Miro just bulldozed down someone, helping Crawley gain those extra few yards. I think they're now, on the 4-3 yard line? Probably because of that extra block from Stevenson's offensive line.
Stevenson on the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal in Wheaton North territory. A compact formation for Stevenson. Another rush. Handed off. This one inside. And does he have the angle? He does. A touchdown. The first of the game for Stevenson. This one courtesy of Aiden Elliott. And they are on the board with a TD.
He just pounding the ball up the middle on that drive. What Stevenson needed. Now they pulled ahead against Wheaton North.
And you can see him just shift to the left there. Such a split-second decision there by Elliott to be able to find that opening on the left, force his way through and get into that end zone, crack the end zone line for that touchdown. Such a big momentum shift here for Stevenson. The extra point is good. And you can see that student section is all fired up again as the Stevenson Patriots are up 10-7. Let's take it back to the Daily Digest from Tyler.
We're only 1 week out, Patriots, from food trucks to student performances and wellness activities. Street Fest is the ultimate event to kick off your weekend. We hope to see you next Saturday, September 13th at 5 p.m. You can grab your tickets on GoFan. The best part, the money raised from ticket sales will benefit Canines for Comfort and Bear Necessities. Oh, and how could we forget to mention the fireworks show that wraps up the night. In the spirit of Street Fest next week is Wellness Week.
We'll cut you off there. How about some fireworks here for Stevenson offensively? The big fumble by Wheaton North that leads to Stevenson being in the red zone already, and Stevenson able to convert the opportunity. They take advantage of it and get that touchdown on the board. Tyler, what have you seen from Stevenson here that's led to their success so far to start the fourth quarter?
I mean, just having the defensive presence that they've had, especially Anthony Adams getting those sacks. I feel like that definitely shifted the mood, started to brew something in there, and then I guess just Wheaton North making a slight mistake and Stevenson being able to capitalize on it.
Heck of a punt here. Taken and ran by Wheaton North. Oh my goodness, does he have the angle? No, he does not. But taken down near the 33. A heck of a rush there by number 6 for Wheaton North. That is Johnny Clayton. It's another great rush by him. He had one earlier in the third quarter.
I believe that was one of the players that the Wheaton North coach pointed out to you, right, Patrick? So he seems to be not making as much a difference as we thought he would be this game, but still some key moments for Wheaton North in this game to get back running after that fumbled punt return.
Yes, he's definitely one of those players with that untapped potential. You could see him just being able to weave so easily through for that gain of yardage on the punt. As Wheaton North goes to work here on offense, it'll be a fake handoff, or it'll be a handoff, fake throw, and a nice run to the left side all the way down to the 42-yard line. That handoff was to
Max Serbeck is who it was to. I feel like he's much better in the open field than kind of closed in power. First half, he was much more power. The second half, he seems to be getting on the edge and being able to capitalize in, which is key for Wheaton North to come back after being down by 3.
2nd and 1. And this one is going to be no gain of yardage as Stevenson able to stuff Wheaton North's run try there.
It was Jake Zachara who got the tackle for Stevenson there, trying to push back Wheaton North just so they could capitalize on these moments. The defense needs it. Defensive line and linebackers seem to be performing well, much better in this quarter.
We've just passed the 10-minute mark left in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 nonetheless here for Wheaton North despite that short running play. Here's a pass, and he is brought down. 3 Stevenson players on top of Wheaton North's quarterback. No mercy on that sack.
That was Sonny Suey and Anthony Adams who absolutely mauled the quarterback. Burke, Knipe, and tearing it down, being key. I feel like Anthony Adams has definitely shined in the second half, much better than the first half. I think after that touchdown, it's really started to move the pistons in this car.
Yeah, definitely. Neep has had a lot of trouble there trying to scramble. Too much pressure from Stevenson's defensive line. Love to see it. They had a lot of trouble defensive line last game. See a huge improvement from that game to this one. As there's a flag thrown. This one a quick decision, a false start on the offense. So another flag goes against Wheaton North. You can see them starting to pile up these just unfortunate events here, from that fumble to the flag. Almost what Stevenson experienced earlier in the game.
Yeah, it's almost as everything has flipped upside down for them. First losing their quarterback, and now with Neep coming in. He's been performing quite well, just the flags have stacked on top of them and just some not great luck for them.
8-minute 45 left, 2nd and 21. A big distance to go here for Wheaton North, back in their own territory. Here's a pass to the left side, caught by Johnny Clayton. Another reception. We've seen him 2 times on this drive, and that will set up a 3rd down and long for Wheaton North.
Yeah, he seems to be getting involved more, especially after Shane Deericks has gotten now. Johnny Clayton has stepped up for Wheaton North in the key moment. They need to gain yards here.
So 3rd and 17. A lot of yardage to go here if Wheaton North wants to continue this drive. Or will they let Stevenson get the ball again? We've seen how dangerous Stevenson can be when they get to that red zone. Right now, they're not too far out of their own territory. Here's the snap to Neep. And this one, he is brought down by number 87. That's Zach Becker, able to get some action done there on the defensive line for Stevenson.
Yes, the 2-way Ball State commit is playing much better in the second half, along with everyone else on this team. He has definitely stepped up for this defensive line, him and Anthony Adams especially.
The clock's starting to run down more and more. Stevenson's going to get the ball again here. This one far back, not dropped, as Stevenson secures the catch near the 30-yard line. That was John Conshaldi there on the reception of that punt. I am Patrick Buckley, alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zerl. You are watching Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase, brought to you by Stevenson High School. It is 10-7 Patriots. The offense for the Patriots, only one drive in this quarter, but a successful one indeed. And they were able to get that touchdown in the red zone. But this time, the Patriots working with a bit of a different situation than they did in that first drive. What do you expect to see from Stevenson here on this drive?
I don't know. They haven't performed as well when they're within their own territory, but there seems to be a shift in, I would almost say, luck at this point. For Wheaton North has been getting a lot more flags and fumbles that I think Stevenson, Crawley especially, can take advantage of these moments.
So Crawley getting ready to snap, and he does. And he gets the ball. A great run here by Crawley. He gets all the way down to the 48. That was an absolutely insane run down to 48. Crawley just bursting through defenders and able to get a big gain of yardage rushing-wise for Stevenson on that first play of the drive.
Andrew Segura with that tackle, but I would say the key player for that was actually the offensive lineman Milan Nikolic getting a key block to open that play.
We'll scratch that run by Crawley as there was a penalty, and that'll push Stevenson back to where they were before, -5 yards. 1st and 15 near the 25-yard line. Unfortunate event there for Stevenson, who was rolling a lot so far on offense. Something very similar to that happened with Wheaton North. They had that great run, but they had that flag. That stopped their drive short. Well, let's see if Stevenson will let that flag cut their drive into pieces. Crawley runs again. Look at him go back-to-back. Amazing rushes here for Crawley, doing it all himself.
Crawley showing his dual threat QB ability there, weaving through the defense, trying to get Stevenson something going.
Well, Crawley there able to gain back some of that lost yards on the penalty. It's 1st and 15, now 2nd and 9, that 6-yard gain. Seeing Crawley be very efficient now with the rushing. He is that dual threat quarterback. So does he go to the passing now with the wide receiver set up here on the left? He sticks with the handoff. This one to number 15, Dylan Fawcett, but doesn't matter as he stopped short and shoved down for a loss, for no gain of yardage at all.
Yeah, hasn't been the drive that Stevenson wanted so far in this game. Let's see if Crawley and Becker have something cooking up.
So after the unsuccessful loss of 2 yards there on that rush. See, will Crawley go back to rushing it himself? He's had some success the last few plays with that, but he's also got the chance to redeem himself in the passing game. He's had a few really close passes to being really accurate. Does he want to go back to it? Let's find out. Well, we won't find out just yet as a flag is thrown. And it seems like this one was going to be on Stevenson. That'll push him back even further if that's the case. It's already 3rd and 11, and it looks like this will be an offsides on Stevenson. That'll push him back 5 more yards. And that is really unfortunate because 3rd and 11 definitely doable. 3rd and 16, a much different game to be played here for Stevenson's offense.
Yeah, flags on top of flags on top of flags right now. Both sides of the football now went from shifting the momentum to from Wheaton North to Stevenson to now just both having a lot of flags, a lot of false starts, a lot of simple mistakes that can be easily redeemed, especially by the Stevenson offense.
Stevenson now has a huge play under the 5-minute mark, 3-point game. The bleachers are shaking. The excitement is roaring. Here's a big pass up the middle, and it's deflected. What a huge deflection by Wheaton North, number 6. My goodness, Johnny Clayton, who had multiple chances on offense, gets a huge deflection. That right there would have been a huge passing play if not for him.
Yeah, like you were saying, untapped potential there. Showing. Becker had a wide open field in front of him. He would have parted the Red Sea and ran in for a touchdown, but Johnny Clayton was able to be there to stop it.
And that's one of those plays that's so important as we get down to the end of this game. Only 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, and Wheaton North is getting the ball back here, hypothetically, with only a 3-point game. 3-point lead for Stevenson. Wheaton North. Oh, this one is fumbled and into the hands of, who will it be? My goodness, did Wheaton North do it again? And there was a flag down, so this one will likely stay with Wheaton North, but another flash of a huge mistake from Wheaton North. Tyler, what have you seen so far on Wheaton North's side? I know in the first half, Stevenson had trouble carrying for the ball, but how has Wheaton North done in the second half with that?
Wheaton North seems to do great at carrying the ball, except for punt returns for some reason. They seem to have butterfingers of some sorts, just keep on bobbling and bobbling and bobbling. But it might have been due to something that was that flag and was caused through it.
So that's now 2 fumbles from the Wheaton special teams receiving end. And one of those was lost earlier. This one, luckily, they're able to get back alongside, obviously, that flag that helped them there. So 4 minute, 21 seconds left. Down 3, Wheaton North. This is a huge possession. Can they summon the grit to get downfield here and go for a touchdown? Or will Stevenson's defensive line continue to improve as it has all game long? Here's a big pass to the right side. Looks like he's got a man. It's caught. And down near the 35. Number 16, Tyler Kading. My goodness, what a pass and a huge play for Wheaton North here.
Yeah, great pass by Wheaton North's quarterback to Tyler Kading. Just being able to catch and run and gain those extra yards on that reach. Stevenson's secondary was not there, and he just broke through for that route.
You can see John Conchali there near him. Normally such a great coverage by him, especially in that one end zone play earlier. But that time, Kading just so talented, able to shake him off and get free on that right side for a huge gain. Now Wheaton North, a whole different feeling to this drive. 2 guys on the left, wide receivers. This one a handoff down the middle, but Stevenson has been great with these. And wow, he powers himself through, but then right back. Doesn't matter though, as he'll get that gain of yardage from before. And let's see, does he get awarded that extra yardage? Looks like just about a couple yards. You can see Stevenson's defensive line doing really well with that run game compared to the previous game. Quite impressive.
Yeah, especially in that moment there, Anthony Adams being able to push. But Wheaton North's offense kind of did almost a tush-push format there for a couple extra yards. An interesting format for a high school team, not an NFL team.
3 minutes, 10 seconds. The intensity is brewing here in Lincolnshire. This is a fake pass handoff. This one down near the 25. That'll go for a first down. Wheaton North keeping the ball rolling here on offense. That's what they just need to do.
That was Aiden Rosendale, the junior, on the tackle there, being able to try and stop this ground and pound, ground and pound, ground and pound. He has a tremendous amount of carries, and the only thing that Stevenson can do is try to stop him when he's going inside.
1st and 10 at the 25 of Stevenson's territory. Does Wheaton North have something more in them on offense? This one, a rush and stopped. Stevenson able to stuff that rush attempt, and that'll force a 2nd and 9-ish for Wheaton North.
That was Suey and Becker on the tackle, just coming in, collapsing on the running back. That's what Stevenson needs in this moment. That's too close to comfort in their territory. They cannot let another yard go, because every single yard matters in this moment.
And that clock is getting smaller and smaller. The time is through the 2-minute mark. We are bound for an insane finish here from Lincolnshire. Only a 3-point game. Here's a handoff down the middle. Minimal yardage, but some for Matt Serbic on the rushing attempt there for Wheaton North. That'll set up 3rd down.
Yeah, Serbic being tackled by Becker again. Just those three, Suey, Becker, and Adams seem to be putting in a lot of effort on this defensive line, just trying to let as few yards go through for this Wheaton North offense because it's only a 3-point deficit with a minute 39 left. It's not looking great for Stevenson in this moment.
There's a timeout for Wheaton North. And I'm Patrick Buckley alongside my broadcasting partner, Tyler Zarrell. You are watching the Marquee Sports Network Community Showcase brought to you by Stevenson High School. And on that drive, 4 rushes from Serbic, 16 yards. That's 4 yards per carry. That is quite the impressive start for Serbic on this drive.
Patrick, what do you think Stevenson has to do to get away with a win at this moment, being so close in their territory with how much time is left? What do you think Stevenson has to do?
Well, if you're Stevenson here, you have to remember how much your defense has improved from last game to this game. All that practice put in before the game on defense. That defensive line especially has been so impressive. You got to rely on that defensive line to step up here in such a big situation, in such a tight game, and low time on the clock. Well, here we go. The bleachers are shaking again, more intensified. Burke, the pass to the left. This one is caught. And does he have the first down? It appears that he does.
And that's Johnny Clayton again being a cornerstone on this drive. That's something Stevenson cannot let up in this moment. Yards, 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 yards. See, that was Constanteli, who could not cover him enough on that comeback route. He needs to be able to cover him in this red zone.
Here's a handoff to the right, but stopped short. You can see Frank Conchaldi there near the defensive line doing some of that work here for Stevenson. As another timeout by Wheaton North. 1 minute and 6 seconds. A 3-point game. This is the tightest and most intense game you are going to see in high school football. Tyler, what do you think Wheaton North has in store here on offense? They're so close, such slow time, only 1 timeout left. How would you plan this out if you're Wheaton North?
Yeah, Max Serbic, as we've seen, especially in the 1-yard line over there, he has been as much of a power running back in this second half, has been more elusive. So they got to see how he does closer to this red zone with all that defensive line strength. Becker, Anthony Adams, and Suey. You cannot let anything go up. So they got to try and power. And if they can't get it, just go to Johnny Clayton. Seems to be working well for them. But what Stevenson needs to do is be able to stop Johnny Clayton and Max Serbic. Those are the 2 keys for them. But Wheaton North, it's getting a little too close for comfort.
And speaking of Serbic, last game he had 29 carries. This game, 18 carries. You can just tell how much Wheaton North relies on him for the run game. And he has been very efficient so far in this drive especially. Does Stevenson's defense have it within them to nail down and win this game for the Patriots? Here we go. It's going to be a passing play. Scrambles to the right. Here's the pass. Caught. And near the 5-yard line on that second down pass. The clock continues to run down the minute mark. And no timeout will be called here. Wheaton North still has a timeout left. But I guess they decide to keep it. Or no, they will take the timeout with just under 50 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. As they are even closer. They are on that 8-yard line in Stevenson's territory. So close, and yet so far away.
Yeah, seems like every single play, it's almost there for Wheaton North, but they cannot just persevere through some of both the Stevenson defensive line and their secondary. They've seemed to be playing better as closer and closer as they got into the red zone. The key for Wheaton North here is to just try to power it through, get through those last 8 yards.
You know, when I first saw Wheaton North High School's name, I thought of Will Wheaton, the actor from Star Trek. And if you don't remember, a very famous saying from that show, live long and prosper. And right here, the question is, will Wheaton North be able to live long and prosper here on the offensive side of things. They are so close here, down 3. And here we go. This is the play we've all been waiting for. Or is it? Let's find out. Lots of pressure on the quarterback. He's going to throw it. And out of bounds, he throws it. And that forces 4th down. This is what it's all come down to.
Yeah, the force has awakened for Stevenson High School there. Like another Star Wars little reference there. Just Becker coming out and pressuring Wheaton North. That is what they needed to bring this game, hopefully, maybe not into overtime, but it will probably go into overtime here.
Here we go. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Can Stevenson deliver the defensive blow for this victory? But they're going to
He missed it.
And he misses off the crossbar. Oh my goodness. A doink means defeat. Oh my goodness. How about that?
What a way to end a game. So close. That is
unbelievable. The doink. We've seen it before in this state from the Bears years ago. And some nostalgia coming back here as Wheaton North does it to themselves on such a key play that would have possibly forced overtime.
Yeah, Wheaton North seemed to be so reliable this game in like those more basic, like running the ball, passing the ball, but their special teams was just not able to pull through, fumbling on punt returns and missing the final kick on a doink. What a crazy way to almost conclude this football.
And that right there, what we call a defeated doink. That one meant this game is history. And also means a win in the books for Stevenson High School. The Patriots take their first home win and season win here against Wheaton North here in Lincolnshire, Illinois by a final score of 10-7. So many crazy plays in this game. The flags back and forth in that amazing final drive. Tyler, who did you see as the most valuable Patriot from this game?
I'd have to say the performance from Anthony Adams, and if I could give credit to the whole defensive line on Stevenson, I would. They did so well pressuring the quarterback, especially everyone seemed to jump up in productivity in the second quarter, so I'd definitely give it to Anthony Adams with those 2 sacks that were key.
And from here at Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire, Illinois, we thank the Marquee Network for this amazing opportunity to broadcast here high school varsity football at Stevenson High School. We'll just take a quick pause here. Okay, we are back. We'd like to give out some thanks. We'd like to thank our faculty sponsors, Mr. Carlson and Mr. Williams, our producer, Ava Verma, our stats guys, Dylan Enton and Ethan Wang, and for everyone behind the scenes with Joe Pine, the SHS-TV crew on the Stevenson Broadcasting Network, as well as the Marquee Network. For my partner, Tyler Zerrill, and our entire crew here on the Marquee Community Showcase, I'm Patrick Buckley. Good night, everyone.
Live from Lincolnshire, this is the Stevenson Broadcast Network. Brought to you by the students of SHS-TV and Sports Broadcasting Club.
And we are live from the 45, and we welcome you to Adelaide Stevenson High School.
You can just stay on the sideline 5.
And here we go at Stevenson High School.
Hands it off to Possible, who runs right into the end zone. Frank Possible has got it.
That is exactly the momentum changer you needed. Stevenson gets the fumble cop up.
Ready, 1, take 1.
Can't get the football, and he is tackled, taken down by number 31, Ryan Harris.
This is the Stevenson Broadcast Network, live. Live from Lincolnshire, this is the Stevenson Broadcast Network. Brought to you by the students of SHS-TV and Sports Broadcasting Club.
And we are live from the 45, and we welcome you to Adelaide Stevenson High School.
You can just stay on the sideline 5.
And here we go at Stevenson High School.
Hands it off to Possible, who runs right into the end zone. Frank Possible has got it.
That is exactly the momentum changer you needed. Stevenson gets the fumble cop up.
Ready, 1, take 1.
Can't get the football, and he is tackled, taken down by number 31, Ryan Harris.
This is the Stevenson Broadcast Network, live. Live from Lincolnshire, this is the Stevenson Broadcast Network. Brought to you by the students of SHS-TV and Sports Broadcasting Club.
And we are live from the 45, and we welcome you to Adelaide Stevenson High School.
You can just stay on the sideline 5.
And here we go at Stevenson High School.
Hands it off to Possible, who runs right into the end zone. Frank Possible has got it.
That is exactly the momentum changer you needed. Stevenson gets the fumble cop up.
Ready, 1, take 1.
Can't get the football, and he is tackled, taken down by number 31, Ryan Harris.
This is the Stevenson Broadcast Network, live.